Now, to look at why he thinks PDP should be considering a new face apart from Atiku Abubakar as its presidential candidate in 2027, why the party is still in limbo, and what needs to be done to revamp it. We'll also have an overview of the general state of our nation. Many thanks for you joining us again here on Newsday, Chief Bode George.
Always my pleasure. And let me wish you, beautiful ladies, a very prosperous new year, and we wish our country the very best. Thank you.
And we say amen to that. Thank you very much. So you have echoed the sentiment of quite a few in the public sphere, and I'm talking about your comments towards Atiku Abubakar and him needing to throw in the towel in terms of running again for the presidential ticket under the People's Democratic Party. You say a fresh face needs to be pushed to the fore. Can you explain exactly why and who, maybe, if you have any names in the back of your mind, could be the potentials to be pushed to the fore, if any?
You know, it's not a matter of pushing A or B or naming any person. I am more concerned about the way our party should be handled. The party is not a private enterprise. There are rules, there are laws that established the party. Those rules and laws and the concept of operation made the party very unique. And my advice, because there is this aspect of zoning positions, and I don't, if you allow me, I'll go into the historical part of it, how the PDP came about. When General Abdulsalami's government was going away, they needed political parties. I think they first ran an election without any political party. Now, then the founding fathers, Chibola Ige from the southwest, Papa Alex Ekweme from Anambra, Jinwo Bodo also from the southeast, Papa Solomon La, you know, Alaji Rimi, Alaji Papa Siroma, Baba Babanga Tuko, and Professor Aminu, and so many others. They call themselves the G14, came together to establish this political party with one singular ambition, that if they have seen, because most of them participated in the First Republic and saw the impact, the negative impact it had on the nation. Majority people had their ways and had their says, while minorities were just mere onlookers. So they came up with this concept. And it's not novel. That's exactly the same concept used in Switzerland. They came up and said, look, let's divide this country into 6 geopolitical zones. The northeast, the northwest, north central, the southeast, the southwest, and south-south. So you have 6 zones. And they then said, let us also have the 6 top positions in the land. The president, the vice president, the Senate president, the speaker, secretary to government, and the national chairman of the party. So that at any point in time, if you see number 1 goes to the north, number 2 will come to the south, number 3 will go to the north, number 4 will come to the south, number 5 will go to the north, and this last one will come. So even numbers, odd numbers will go. Now, that was the selling point. And they established this format for everybody to have a say and to be concerned that I'm not just an onlooker, I'm going to be a participant. That was what they handed over to us. But, you know, human beings, manipulations, and there had never been an occasion where the presidential candidate will come from one of the zones and the national chairman will come from the same zone. We spoke about it, we discussed it, but, you know, at that time, people were not bothered. Oh, it had to be this. They were doing a lot of manipulations, and in the end, a divided house will remain a defeated house.
Well,
now,
very well said.
Atiku is my friend. Yeah.
Okay, now, very well said, Chief Bode George.
Atiku is my, yeah.
But I'm wondering if other
Right.
party chieftains, share the same opinion with you. Atiku Abubakar has made it very clear, that he's not going away anytime soon. And he clearly has a strong grip, on the PDP. So how easy will it be? How united is your party for you to present a new face in 2027 if Atiku Abubakar is still determined to achieve his ambition of becoming president?
Do you think an individual is bigger than the party? Can an individual be bigger than the party? It's not a private enterprise.
But
he cannot be bigger than the party. He's my friend.
At the moment, it does seem like some certain individuals are bigger than the PDP. That's what it seems like to an outsider.
That was why we lost that election. People got disgusted and decided to leave. Where was Kwankwaso from? Where was Obi from? Where was who was the other fellow? They all came from PDP. If you add up all the figures recorded by the INEC, we would have won. But we didn't do what is right. To say you own the party is the most. I want to beg the public. We know we are going to sort ourselves out. And I can assure you that it's not something personal, but rational. We will make sure that the division, the separations, because look at it. General Buhari, is he from the south? Is he from Lagos State or from Anambra or from Rivers? No. He ran the nation for 8 years. Now, Bola is there now. But we ourselves, rather than dividing the party, should meet and forget about any individual putting the party management in his pocket. These are not the ways by which the founding fathers established the party. Let us do it the way they wanted us to do it, so that we can win, elections. Nigerians are watching. And what is the population of all card-carrying members of the PDP? Compared to millions who are not members of any party, but they have the right to vote. Once they see justice, they see fairness, they see equity, they will vote for us. And I am proud to tell you that the only political party in this country that has the colors from the swampy forest to the savannah region in the north is the PDP. The APC is a contraption. It's a congregation of strange bedfellows. But somehow they played into the game while we were fighting and causing mayhem amongst ourselves, and the man declared them the winner. But if we are able to tell ourselves, it is also a part of the constitution of the party. After 8 years, all positions in the north will come to the south. All the positions in the south will go to the north. I want Atiku. Atiku will be 78 this year. Add another 4 years. Now, would that be okay for him now to take a step at that age to be wanting to rule? No. Aside from this age, he should by now start to come and join the upper chamber. Let him be the elder in the room. That's what we are saying. And if by 2031, when the South would have concluded their own 8 years, we will see. But to think that it must be you, people are tired. People are tired of anybody manipulating the system, And I've begged everybody. It's not a matter of enmity. It's not a matter of fighting A or B against him. No, it is too much. So let him come back. Join the party. This ambition that you must. No, it's not a private enterprise. In fact, recently I listened to some fellow saying, they will go and form a mega party. I wish them the best of luck. The PDP will remain the PDP from the southern flanks to the northern regions as a solid party.
Okay.
So, and I want to remind you about something. Just last week, You know, the British, they are having their own elections also sometimes this year. Now, the current president, Prime Minister of Britain, is a British Indian. All right? Some members of the parliament who are real full-blooded English started making moves about how they should change leadership, how they can take it over from him, and a respectable and highly responsible member of parliament. His name is David Davis. You know what he said? He said he's shocked that the party and the country are sick and tired of MPs putting their own leadership ambitions ahead of their country's best interests. It is really about time that these people realize that they have a duty to the country that is greater than their personal leadership ambitions. This is exactly what I am driving at. Let us get back and do what the founding fathers established as the rule of law, are the rules for the party. So if they don't want to do that, we had all gone in different ways. Like they say in my local parlance, a divided house will remain a defeated house. Yeah. Let him, because of age, come to the upper chamber and be an elder in the conference room, telling people there are younger people, brilliant, who have strength, who have the courage and the brains to manage. Please, I am requesting him to take a cursory look at his ambition, and 2027 is not tomorrow. It's not. We are still there's
still time.
The current government is still struggling.
Yes,
it's still struggling. It's struggling to even meet the needs of our people.
Chief,
we should be quiet. Let us rebuild the party. Yeah.
Chief George, just interrupting just because of the sake of time. We're very lucky to have you on this program quite often, and we hear the words that you speak. The question is, does your party hear the words that you speak? Oftentimes, I wonder where the adults are.
Oh, yeah.
You talked about a house divided, crumbling, and it seems from the outside, not being as politically astute as you may be, from the outside it seems like the PDP has decimated itself. You were speaking about individuals not being bigger than the party, but we've seen so many examples within the PDP. And the PDP's attrition rate is also quite huge. And unfortunately, the people that drop from the ranks of the PDP go on to be quite large figures themselves. And I'm talking about the people that you spoke about as well, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, and then even Wike. Let's just throw Wike and the G5 into that. It seems that there have been some erring characters in the PDP. And for months, for weeks, I've been at this job for quite a few years, but it seems like the PDP always says that they have an internal mechanism in order to fix, delegate, etc. But up until now, even 8 months into President Tinubu's tenure, we have the Labour Party saying that the PDP is not the opposition, is not the real opposition, that Labour Party is the opposition. How far PDP has fallen. So first of all, I want to get your comments on PDP's role as the opposition, and how or when are you guys going to get, or they going to get their house in order, and what role are you going to be playing in that?
Okay. Now, after with the outcome of the results of the election, you will go through what they call a shock. Because the party was not united before we went to war. We got what we deserved. Now, some people have decided, because we had a lot of meetings, we had a lot of discussions before the election, and we warned, some of us warned, that we cannot go on to the public like this. I remember one of the occasions, I walked out of their meeting and said, these people are not serious. Okay, the results have been slammed on us. The truth has been put on the table. The best thing we should do is to get people, a committee, to go state by state, because there were crises, fallouts that came up from that decision at that time, to rebuild the party, to reassure the people that the tenets as stated in the constitution will be followed to the letter. That is the process we are starting. Unfortunately, there are also some, very heavy elections and all that. The National Working Committee, I am sure, very soon will be calling a meeting, and these discussions will be placed there, and we will face ourselves, and I am sure they will listen, because I don't think there had been a NEC meeting since the last time we had the presidential elections. So, but from this month to next month, the National Working Committee members will pull up themselves together, and we will start the in-house telling the truth to power. When Obi told you that they are the opposition, I'm sorry to say it. The Labour Party is more of a movement. They don't have any structure. It's more of a movement. And the movement was created because of the anger amongst Nigerians. But now that, that has been settled. Yeah.
Chief George, just for the sake of time, I'd like your assessment on the state of the nation as it is at the moment, and of course your take on the war of words, between Atiku Abubakar and the presidency. Atiku Abubakar says the president should step aside if the shoes are too big, and that the country does not need another tourist-in-chief at the moment. But the presidency, of course, says President Bola Tinubu is on top of the situation, despite all the kidnappings, the spiraling inflation, the insecurity. What are your thoughts on this?
Now, let me tell you emphatically, the state of the country is dire. We are at a precipice, heading into complete oblivion. I have appealed to him, first, on the insecurity in the land. I suggested that it should not be just him and his team. He can network. There are former national security advisors, former heads of state, who are still very, very alive and very mentally alert. People who had worked, and there are still elders in every corner of this country. My suggestion, because if the APC thinks that all is well in this country, then they must be kidding themselves. All is not well. He is still the de facto president, and all we can do, because it's our nation, like we have a common saying, if the heavens are going to fall, who will escape? There is hunger in the land, and there is anger in the land. All the economic indices are so heart-wrenching, completely destabilizing. So what do you want to do? Call these elders. That's the essence of it. Lock your doors. Talk like one Nigerian to another Nigerian. What can we do? What can they suggest to you? A particular elder of ours, General Guzo, call them. These are experts in intelligence gathering and handling. How can we resolve this crisis? And we kept on looking at dodging in discussing the constitution we are running. It cannot lead Nigeria to anywhere. That constitution looks like a military document. Let them devolve powers to all the states so that the governors are closer to their people. For example, every month they go to Abuja. That's where they distribute the money, even to the local government. What is the business of president with my local government, Lagos Island, or with another one in Sokoto or another one in Cross River? What has it got to do with him? Look at the police structure. Yes, we will continue to have a national police, but it is so vital now to be able to beat the malaise plaguing us, to establish state police, because policing is a community-related activity. So we must, as a matter of fact, revisit this constitution. We have a document. There was a revisit to the constitution, and the report was completed and handed over. Why we said it, General Buhari said keep it in the archives. This system we are running is not working, for God's sake. We are pretending every day we are going down. Of course, the economic malaise in the system is making everybody to be afraid.
Well,
my my party chairman was arrested, was accosted, and everybody was in a state.
Well, that's
of
unfortunate.
Shock.
But
Who is safe now?
Chief George, I don't enjoy interrupting you, but unfortunately, we have to go. Thank you so much, as always, for coming on Newsday and having this discourse with us. Thank you so much.